What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into another Victory Monday episode of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. It's episode number 695. It's your boy KB coming at you from Underground Studios. We've got an awesome Eagles game to break down and recap as the Birds go into Baltimore and get a big-time win against Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, and the Purple Birds, and continue their run of dominance over their opponents. We got to talk a little Matvey Michkov and MichkovMania as the Flyers continue to do all the right things. They are playing extremely well right now. We'll also go around the NFL. We talk a little 76ers. We'll talk a little Philadelphia Wings as their home opener happened on Sunday night. Plus whatever odds and ends come along the way. But before we get into everything, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI. Search Underground Sports Philadelphia wherever you're on social media. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, Blue Sky. We're on every platform. Follow us there. You can follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311. Follow me on Instagram and Threads, KBIZZLE11. And you can follow me on Blue Sky at kylebennett.bsky.social. You can also subscribe to my YouTube and follow me on TikTok, KB Underground. Subscribe to the podcast feed, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. It really does help when you guys subscribe. Leave those 5-star reviews. It really does help. Helps the show continue to grow, helps our network continue to grow, lets more people get involved and interact with the show. And, of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. It is December 2nd. We have 29 days to do so. It would be amazing if we can hit that milestone before the end of 2024. Smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. And if you're new to the show, well, welcome. This show is presented by the City of Vineland, and the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on their social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city, Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast.
I'm Mayor Anthony Finucci. If you're looking for the right location, think Vineland, New Jersey. Our pro-business approach is supported by financial incentives, workforce development programs, and other resources which can give your business a competitive edge. Whether you're starting a new business or expanding to new markets, our business environment, infrastructure, accessibility, and quality of life make Vineland an ideal location. More information about how we can help your business grow can be found at vinelandcity.org. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Birds are flying high once again, and the Eagles have officially accomplished the NFL Road Gauntlet. They go into Baltimore on Sunday afternoon, take home a 24-19 victory, and the Eagles have now accomplished the feat of defeating every team in their home stadium in franchise history. The Eagles had never won a game in Baltimore in franchise history going into this year. The same rang true. They had never won a game in Cincinnati in franchise history before this year. They accomplished both this season, and the Eagles played an awesome game. Early on, they were battling against horrendous calls against the NFL refs. And the Eagles did what they had to do. They were down 9-0 at the end of the first quarter. And then they win the second quarter 14-3. They go into halftime up 14-12. Nobody scores in the third quarter, so you see the defense is stepping up for both teams. And then the Eagles put up 10 points in the fourth quarter. Ravens get a garbage time 7 points late in the game that didn't really matter. So overall, this game was 24-12 when it was all said and done. The big thing here, Justin Tucker misses kicks. That is huge for the Eagles. The Ravens left 7 points on the board. And here's the thing. Tucker makes those kicks. The Eagles are playing the second half completely different. They're not playing prevent defense at the end. They're not going for the field goal in late in the game when they get their 24th point of the game. They're going for a touchdown there. The play calling evolves depending on the situation. If Justin Tucker had made any of those kicks, the situation is completely different in this game for the Eagles. So anyone saying otherwise, you're wrong. Game's fluidity is dependent on the situation. And the situation was the Eagles had the opportunity to kind of just call a little bit more of a conservative game style late in the game because they were up by 2 scores. And they were able to take care of business. Jalen Hurts didn't have to do too much in this game passing-wise because Saquon Barkley came alive in the second half and did his thing and was able to rack up another 100-yard rushing game. His 8th of the season, if I'm not mistaken. He absolutely came to life as the game went on, and that was something that Harrison and I talked about on the show that came our most recent episode. We said the Eagles and the Ravens are two very similar type of teams on paper. Very elite offenses, have dynamic quarterbacks. They run the ball really well with their new flashy toys from the offseason. The Eagles, obviously, in my opinion, in Harrison's opinion, have much better receivers. But here's the thing. Devontae Smith and Johnny Wilson were out for this game. So receivers kind of leveled out a little bit just based on health. But then you still have A.J. Brown if you're the Eagles. And that's an automatic win. I do think the Ravens have better tight ends overall. With Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely versus Dallas Goedert and Crank Calcaterra. That's not saying that Dallas Goedert and Crank Calcaterra aren't good, but I think those two tight ends, I think a lot of people would take that duo over Dallas Goedert and Calcaterra if you presented the situation to them. The Eagles' offensive line is far superior, in my opinion. The Ravens' offensive line was holding every single time you looked in this game, especially against Jalen Carter. It was absolute comedy that nothing was getting called for offensive holding, and there were more defensive holding calls called on the Eagles than offensive holding called on the Ravens, which made me laugh. But you look at the defenses. The Eagles' defense got better and better and better as the game went on. They stayed strong. They played their positions well. And they were able to make the most of situations late in the game and create plays, cause havoc, stop Lamar Jackson, stop Derrick Henry in his tracks. I'll talk about Cooper DeJean's unbelievable stop of Derrick Henry in a little bit. But the Ravens defense, they weakened as the game went on. They got tired. They got bullied. The Eagles flat out bullied the Ravens defense late in this game. And that's when you saw Saquon come to life and rush for 23 times for 107 yards and a touchdown. That touchdown he ran was unbelievable. That's when you see the middle of the field getting used, which was something I was talking about early on. I was talking to my dad about this when we were watching the game. I said, the Ravens defense, they're not good against the pass. If you use the middle of the field to move the ball and just pick up yards and progress drives, you're going to be a successful football team against them. And that's exactly what the Eagles did in the passing game. They used A.J. Brown in the middle of the field. They used Dallas Goedert in the middle of the field and open in the flats, and you saw that Dallas Goedert touchdown. That was a perfect execution of what I wanted to see the Eagles do with Dallas Goedert today. Both of those guys had double-digit receiving yard averages in this game, and you didn't have to do too much in the pass game because it was such a defensive football game that you were taking any opportunity with the short fields that you were given when Tucker missed his 2 kicks, I should say. He missed an extra point, which was the beginning of the end for his confidence, in my opinion. And you were able to assert your dominance in the run game. And Jalen ran for 29 yards, tush push for a touchdown. Dallas Goedert got that touchdown to get the Eagles on the board. Saquon runs for 1, and then Jake Elliott, kicks that field goal through, and you're on your way. But in my opinion, this game was won because of your defense. This game was won because the Eagles were the more physically imposing and more dominant imposing team. The Ravens had their moments. Like that's not to say that the Ravens were not good in this game. Lamar Jackson had a very solid game. He was 23 of 36, 237 yards passing and a touchdown. He had that late run that really boosted his rushing numbers to 8 carries for 79 yards. But it was a culmination of 2 big plays passing wise to Zay Flowers and a big passing play to Mark Andrews that really bolstered Lamar's passing yardage. And you take those away, which obviously you're not going to, but this is hindsight. You remove those from Lamar's passing stats, and they look very pedestrian. If some of those plays don't happen, Lamar's passing under 200 yards in this game. But I think the biggest thing, the Eagles' defense really honed in on Derrick Henry. They made sure Derrick Henry was not going to beat them. Derrick Henry still averaged 4.3 yards per carry, 19 carries for 82 yards. The Philadelphia Eagles defense are the first defense this season to keep Derrick Henry under 100 yards rushing in a game. That, to me, is physically imposing your will on your opponent and saying you are going to have to earn every single yard you want to gain against us. Now, the Ravens went down the field. Big passing play to Zay Flowers. That was a lot of fugazi refereeing as well, but that's when they get their first touchdown. And from there, nothing really got you too nervous in this game following that first drive. The Eagles started a little slow, but then that second quarter rolled around, and they were able to really put drives together, really get creative, really just move the ball in a meticulous but smart way. And I love the execution of the Eagles offense in this game. They kept it simple. They kept it smart. They took care of the football again in this game. Jalen, no interceptions. It was a fantastic game in a sense that you're going up against an opponent who you've never beaten in this location, a playoff team for sure, and this is a statement win for the Eagles. This is a win where a lot of people are finally starting to take the Eagles seriously because they're like, who have the Eagles beaten? Who have the Eagles beat? Let's not forget the Eagles beat the Packers week 1 in Brazil. Okay. They beat a 9-3 football team who the Packers are pretty damn good, if you ask me. The Eagles have also beaten the Saints at a time where everyone was crowning the Saints Super Bowl champions. The Eagles ended the Saints. You look at the rest of the schedule, the Eagles beat the Bengals early on by 20. That's a dominant win. You look at the Cowboys game, 34-6, absolutely mutilated them. They dominated the Commanders, where there was a garbage time touchdown in that one as well. That really swings the score to look a little bit different than it should have been. The Eagles dominated the Rams in prime time. They have some quality wins. Not that quality of wins matters in the NFL at all. But overall, the Eagles have this is the difference. And I brought this up on the pod. I brought it up yesterday to my parents. I said the Eagles were 10-1 and 10-2 at one point last year, but it never felt like a comfortable 10 and insert losses here. It never felt like a comfortable 10-1. It was like, oh, we're getting by the skin of our teeth. We're winning games, coming back, winning by a field goal, winning by, last drives, all this kind of stuff. But there was never a diversified way of winning for the Eagles last year. This year, the Eagles go to a different country and win. The Eagles come back and beat a team who people early on the season on the road in New Orleans, where they haven't won since 2007, and beat the Saints. They come out of the bye after starting 2-2 and beat the Browns, and the defense does not give up a single touchdown against the Cleveland Browns. They dominate the New York Giants 28-3. They dominate the Cincinnati Bengals 37-17. A couple goofy fugazi plays and a garbage time play by the Jaguars. They beat the Jaguars handily 28-23. They dominate the Cowboys 34-6. They came out and grinded away and in the end dominated the Commanders 26-18 on Thursday Night Football. Short week after going on the road and beating the Cowboys by that dominant 34-6 score where they had not won in Dallas since 2017. You go out to LA and dominate the Rams in prime time for the entire world to see, and then you go in a gritty, hard-fought battle and beat the Ravens 24-19, which for the most part of the game is 24-12. The Eagles are finding different ways to win. Different people are stepping up, but at the end of the day, a lot of this is predicated on Saquon Barkley being an absolute force, and if Saquon Barkley's not on this team, this Eagles team looks completely different. This Eagles team is not winning all of the games they've won if Saquon Barkley's not on this team. And to me, that's why Saquon's the MVP. I know we like to give the MVP to quarterbacks. I know the NFL thinks it's a quarterback award, but this is to every MVP voter out there. It's Josh Allen, it's Saquon Barkley. The Bills have pretty good skill position players. James Cook is really good. They have great tight ends. Their receivers have really stepped up for them. Amari Cooper comes into the fold. The Bills' defense has been very good this year. But I think if you take Josh Allen out and put the average NFL quarterback in that situation, the Bills are still a playoff team. You take Saquon Barkley out of this Eagles offense, I don't know what they look like. And to me, the fact of the unknown from that situation is a clear-cut way to determine that Saquon Barkley deserves to be the MVP. He is on pace right now to break Eric Dickerson's all-time single-season rushing record. He is on pace to set a new standard for a position. It's different than Christian McCaffrey running for all those touchdowns. It's different than Derrick Henry just running for 2,000 yards. Saquon Barkley has done things this year that are redefining the position of the running back. And Derrick Henry's doing a lot of that too for the Ravens. Josh Jacobs is doing a lot of great things for the Packers. Joe Mixon is doing a lot of great things for the Texans. But you look at every single week for Saquon Barkley, the consistency that he has provided for this team. I'm pulling up his stats right now. There has been 4 games. 4 games this season out of 12 that the Eagles have played that he has not rushed for 100 yards or more. The other 8, he has rushed for at least 107 yards in every single game. Saquon is 1 yard off of 1,500, and the Eagles have 5 games left. The dude is averaging 6.1 yards per carry. He's got 11 rushing touchdowns, 29 receptions this season as well. I want to pull up his receiving stats. 29 catches for 267 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. 13 total touchdowns. $14.99. Let's see what the total is here. Math is hard. 1,766 all-purpose yards. Like, he's on pace to score 16 touchdowns this year. And if things go right, he could score 20 touchdowns. That's the crazy part about all of this. And a lot of the stats, and I want to give credit where credit is due. Somebody posted this, we retweeted it. This is from Keith at KOGUEA on Twitter. A comparison between two players. Player A, 68.4 completion percentage, 2,494 passing yards, 485 rushing yards, 26 total touchdowns, and a passer rating of 101.8. Player B, 64.6 completion percentage, 2,691 passing yards, 334 rushing yards, 26 total touchdowns, and a passer rating of 100.3. Player A is Jalen Hurts. Player B is Josh Allen. That also, to me, you have another quarterback doing what Josh Allen is doing. And I want MVP voters to have a clear-cut look at that. Just take a look there. There's other quarterbacks that are doing what Josh Allen is doing, while we have Saquon Barkley redefining a position in the NFL for what can be done in a single season. That, to me, is most valuable player. That is value to me. And that's not even considering Saquon's contract. But this Eagles defense in this game came to play. The Eagles defense was unbelievable. Zach Bond, 13 total tackles, 8 solo tackles in this game. Nakobe Dean, 10 tackles. The Dean's list did not gain another quarterback. Shout out to my boy Chris. He made it known. We did not come up with the Dean's list. Chris Infante came up with it in 2022 and was posting it everywhere. But we are going to be the keepers of the Dean's list. Game respects game. Cooper DeJean, 5 total tackles in this game, all solo tackles. Tristan McCollum came up big, 4 tackles in this game when Reed Blankenship went out with a concussion. Isaiah Rodgers had 4 tackles in this game. Nolan Smith had 8 tackles in this game. Josh Sweat should have had a sack in this game, but came up with 5 tackles. Nolan Smith also had a huge sack on Lamar in this game. My guy, Jalix Hunt. So hyped for him. He gets a half sack in this game that got coupled with Zach Bond. Oren Burks had a tackle in this game. Jordan Davis with 2 tackles. C.J. Gardner-Johnson with a big old boomstick in this game. Quinyon Mitchell had a big old hit in this game as well. A beautiful, beautiful defensive game. And to the Miami Dolphins, thank you for Vic Fangio. To all the Vic Fangio doubters and haters out there who said Vic Fangio wouldn't be able to fix this Eagles defense. The Eagles miss Jonathan Gannon too much. Guess what? You were wrong. Vic Fangio is an absolute scientist on the defense. He is in incredible. The conjuring of defensive schemes and plays and positioning for this defense has been spectacular this year. And that is what makes this team so fun. Everyone wants to, talk about Jalen Hurts not having the flashiest passing stats with the offense that they have and the weapons that they have. Guess what? The identity of the 2024 Philadelphia Eagles is they are a defensive-minded a defensive-minded team. They have a defensive-minded nature about them. They are using so many talented players that are so young as well. This defense is young, guys. You look at who's on this defense making plays. Now, especially now that Brandon Graham is out injured, and it was awesome seeing BG break down the huddle, being on the sideline, in the locker room with the guys. I love that. You look at Zach Bond. He's been in the league. This is his 5th year. Nakobe Dean, young. Cooper DeJean, rookie. Tristan McCollum, I'm pretty sure, is pretty young. I'm going to look up his Tristan McCollum, 25 years old. Isaiah Rodgers, young. He's 26. Nolan Smith, young. Josh Sweat is 27, guys. Jalen Carter in his 2nd year in the league. Reed Blankenship in his 4th year. He's 25. Jalen Hunt, rookie. Oren Burks, 29. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, 26. Quinyon Mitchell, rookie. Keely Ringo, young player. Milton Williams is 25. Moro Ojomo, 23. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., rookie, getting plays. This defense is absurdly young. And this is a team that did all of this defensively. Reed Blankenship gets injured during the game, leaves in key time. Darius Slay was out during this game with a concussion. He didn't play the entire game. Brandon Graham out. This team imposed their will on the Baltimore Ravens offense and made them look pedestrian. They made a team that is always hyped up to be this example of what an elite offense should be. And don't get me wrong, they are an awesome offense. I have a ton of respect for the Baltimore Ravens. But the Eagles imposed their will and made them look absolutely pedestrian. They shut down Derrick Henry. They kept Lamar under 250 passing yards. And 3 big plays accumulated for a lot of those passing yards. And the Eagles took care of the football. Saquon came to life late in the game, bullied the Ravens defense that is not that good. And the Eagles come away with one of their best wins of the season. Now everyone wants to start believing. And I put this out on Twitter, I think from the Underground account. You're going to see the Dan Campbells, the Kevin O'Connells, and Andy Reid, and, Sean McDermott, and Harbaugh. Nick Sirianni deserves to be in the Coach of the Year discussion, guys. I get, some of these coaches are doing great things. I get Kevin O'Connell's got Sam Darnold playing like he's out of sight, out of mind. But when are we gonna start to realize Nick Sirianni's a damn good football coach? When are we gonna start realizing that, national talking heads and NFL Today and NFL Countdown, all you panel shows picking winners and everything. Shout out to Randy Moss, sending my best to Randy Moss. He is one of my favorite players, one of my favorite humans. Announced that he's dealing with some personal things, he and his wife, so I'm hoping Randy is okay. We're sending our best wishes from Underground Sports Philadelphia to Randy Moss. Randy Moss is the only one on the TV side of things that picked the Eagles to win yesterday. NFL Today went straight Ravens. Everyone else on NFL Countdown went Ravens. Randy Moss, and then the Pro Football Show on Barstool, everyone picked Eagles. Those are the only ones. So kudos to you to Randy Moss, to Will Compton, Taylor Lewan, and Big Cat being the only ones to pick the Eagles on a panel show that came to light. I don't know what the CBS panel looked like, or I don't know if Fox did theirs because the game wasn't on Fox, but the Birds came to play, and ladies and gentlemen, not enough people are talking about how good this Eagles team is. They're seeing it week over week. They're talking Saquon. They're talking this and that. They're not seeing the culmination of how good this team is, where Nick Sirianni should be a Coach of the Year candidate. They have won 8 in a row. I got this stat too, guys. I came with the numbers today, okay? I came with the numbers. I got this here. I'm pretty sure I bookmarked it. Nick Sirianni is now 44-19 during his time as Eagles head coach. He has the number 1 winning percentage among all active NFL coaches. I also have this stat for you. Nick Sirianni. What a guy. What a coach. Am I right? What a coach. He's some dipshit. He's some bozo. Nick Sirianni. The Eagles are 10-2 or better for a third straight season for the first time in NFL history, in franchise history. The Eagles are 10-2 or better for a third straight season for the first time in franchise history. Only 7 other coaches have done that 3 straight years. Sean Payton, Bill Belichick, Tony Dungy, Mike Shanahan, Mike Ditka, John Madden, Curly Lambeau, and Nick Sirianni. Sounds good to me, guys. Sounds pretty good to me. That's a Coach of the Year if I've ever heard of one. The Eagles are one of 3 teams this season right now who have a score differential of plus 100 or better. The only other teams ahead of them are the Detroit Lions and the Buffalo Bills. Nick Sirianni deserves a hell of a lot more discussion. I don't even care if he wins it, okay? But his name deserves to be in the discussion for Coach of the Year. People were calling for his job after 4 weeks. 4 weeks! They were calling for his job when the team was 2-2. After they played a game when they didn't have their top 2 receivers and their Hall of Fame right tackle. They were calling for his job. They were calling for his job after he beat a team because he went and scrummed it up with some fans at home. They were calling for his job. Oh, I love being right. I love being right about situations, about players, about coaches. You guys know we are unapologetically Alec Bohm stans on this show. I love being right about Nick Sirianni. He's a damn good coach. He's a damn good coach. The bald eagle flies again. 8 in a row. 8 in a row, guys. Man, it feels good. It feels good to win. It feels good waking up on a Victory Monday and knowing that this team is as good as they are. And a Victory Monday, you deserve to crack open an ice-cold Kenwood Beer. It's the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. You guys can go to kenwoodbeer.com and use the Kenny Finder to see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey areas. Kenwood is a finer lager that's right for any occasion, especially this holiday season, especially on a Victory Monday. But go to kenwoodbeer.com, use the Kenny Finder, see who's got it on tap. Let's zoom in New Jersey here. We got a lot of Kennys down in the shore towns this holiday season. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to crack open an ice cold Kenwood beer, and they're getting. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Is Kenwood beer where I think it is? It's getting ever so close to Vineland, New Jersey. We need to get Kenny's in Vineland. But crack open a nice cold Kenwood beer. You can also find it at your local liquor stores in those markets. Must be 21 or older to do so. And, of course, please drink responsibly. And our Eagles breakdown and victory recap against the Ravens is brought to you by our good friends at 47 Brand. 47 Brand, you guys see me rocking the 47 Brand hat. I have a whole bunch of 47 Brand merch. I've been rocking 47 Brand for as long as I can remember. They are truly the best in the game. And right now, 47 Brand has one of the best sales going on for the ages. Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It is the place to shop for your favorite sports fan right now. 30% off site-wide for Cyber Monday and get an extra 40% off sales styles. So their sale price is an extra 40% off the typical price. Plus, it's 30% off site-wide. Plus, 47 family members earn 3 times the loyalty points this Cyber Monday, Black Friday season. So 30% off everything, plus 40% off sale. Discount automatically applied in the cart. Use our link in the description. You get free shipping as well. So 30% off everything, 40% off sale products, and free shipping when you use our link in the description. Go shop 47 Brand. Shop for your favorite sports fan this holiday season. It is the best place to shop to gear up for your favorite team. That's 47 Brand. Link in the description. Get free shipping when you use our link and get 30% off everything plus 40% off sale this Cyber Monday with our friends at 47 Brand. Ladies and gentlemen, I also have to discuss the NFL. Let's go around the NFL because it was a wild day in the NFL, wild week in the NFL. We'll touch on the Thursday games as well since the last time we recorded was before those happened, but we'll go around the NFL. On Thanksgiving, the Lions take down the Bears 23-20. Matt Eberflus fired, axed after that one. So the Bears have a new interim coach. The Cowboys beat the Giants 27-20, and the Packers steamroll the Dolphins 30-17. The Chiefs win 19-17 with some more Chiefs Black Magic on Black Friday. The Texans survive the Jaguars 23-20 and an absolutely disgusting hit from Azeez Al-Shaair on Trevor Lawrence that got him ejected. The Colts squeak by the Patriots 25-24 in Foxborough. The Chargers zap the Falcons. Kirk Cousins with 4 interceptions in that game. Big-time win for the Chargers and a big-time help for the Eagles with the Chargers taking down the Falcons there. The Seahawks come all the way back and beat the Jets. Geno Smith revenge game 26-21 at the Meadowlands. The Commanders stomp the Titans 42-19. The Steelers win in a shootout against the Bengals 44-38. Russell Wilson 400 passing yards in that game on the Steelers' way to 9-3. The Vikings survive the Cardinals 23-22 because Jonathan Gannon's an absolute dipshit and kicked a field goal to go up 6 rather than going for the touchdown on 4th and goal at the 4. What a bozo. The Rams survive the Saints 21-14 in New Orleans. The Buccaneers win in overtime in Charlotte to take down the Panthers 26-23. Your Eagles' next opponent are those Carolina Panthers. The Birds, our Birds, the Eagles, flip the bird to the Ravens 24-19, and the Bills, in another snow game that we get this year, absolutely destroy the 49ers 35-10. Christian McCaffrey's season might be over with a PCL injury. Not great. Hoping for a speedy recovery for him. And then Monday Night Football is the Browns at the Broncos. That should be frisky and fun. And that is your around the NFL for the most part, since we still have Monday Night Football to see how that plays out. Brought to you by our friends at Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus is the place to stream the NFL all season long. Check your local listings. See which games are available to you in your market. The Eagles and Ravens were on Paramount Plus this week, and I'm sure there's going to be a loaded slate come this next week of games. But also, witness the beginning as Dexter's darkness first comes to light in Dexter Original Sin, streaming December 13th with the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan. When his bloodthirsty urges can't be ignored any longer, young Dexter Morgan must learn to channel his inner darkness as he transitions from student to avenging serial killer with the guidance of his father, Harry. Trailer is linked in the description. And Dexter Original Sin is streaming December 13th with the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan. Click our link, get started today, get that Paramount Plus with Showtime plan to stream Dexter Original Sin, streaming on Paramount Plus December 13th. Should be exciting. I know a lot of Dexter fans out there are excited for that one. So check out Dexter and the NFL on Paramount Plus all season long.
I am a killer, but I wasn't born this way. I was made by my history, by the people around me. They say it takes a village to raise a killer.
I can get my satisfaction.
Guys, MichkovMania is running wild in the streets. MichkovMania is unbelievable. I'm enjoying every second of it. We got a couple of Flyers games to recap here for the people. Let's start, though. Black Friday happens. Actually, Wednesday night, the Flyers win in overtime. As Harrison and I were recording, the game was not over yet. The Flyers win in overtime in Nashville, 3-2. And then Black Friday rolls around, and the Flyers absolutely impose their will on the New York Rangers, go up 2-0 early. The Rangers get one back in the second, and then the Flyers score a third period goal to win 3-1. Travis Konechny, Bobby Brink with the goals. Sean Couturier, Tyson Forster, Rasmus Ristolainen, and Travis Sanheim with the assists. That's a big win, guys. We talked about it a couple weeks ago when we were going through the schedule, Harrison and I. And we said, try to just see where you are. You know, we also didn't anticipate getting a point out of that Vegas game. Try to get a point. See where you stack up with the Rangers. And the Flyers absolutely obliterated them in front of an awesome crowd at the Wells Fargo Center. Absolutely amazing win. You win 3-1 there, so you get a game in hand against the Rangers, which is huge because I think that's the first time we've played them this year, if I'm not mistaken. Looking at the scores. Yeah. Definitely first time the Flyers played the Rangers this year. So you have a game in hand against the Rangers now, which is awesome. And then after that Rangers game, you go down to St. Louis on Saturday and you win into overtime 3-2, and MichkovMania strikes again. Matvei Michkov with his third overtime game-winning goal this season and the third of his career. A 19-year-old with 3 overtime winners. I want to pull this up because I'm pretty sure the Flyers PR account. Let's see here. Flyers Broadcast Network maybe posted it. I doubt it. I'll have to find the Flyers PR because they posted something about this game with Michkov. And I want to see where it's at. So, where is it? This is such great podcasting, isn't it? Maybe the Flyers retweeted it. Hopefully they did. I gotta find that account and follow it. I can't find it. Okay, great. But Michkov like joined like this unbelievable crew of players that here we go. Flyers media info. Matvei Michkov becomes just the second NHL rookie to score 3 overtime goals in their first 23 games. The only other NHL rookie was Shane Gostisbehere in 2015-2016. That comes via NHL stats. So 2 Flyers have been the only ones to do that in NHL history. Michkov is special. He is just imposing his will on everyone. He's got 41 points in 48 games, 19 goals, 22 assists. Or I'm sorry. Where did that come from? Oh, that was his games last year. I'm sorry. His NHL games this year. 23 games, 9 goals, 10 assists, 19 points in 23 games is unreal for a 19-year-old to be just clicking this quickly. He is so damn fun. He's an unbelievable teammate. And to see the way that this team is finding their identity and really gelling as a team, you know, in these post-game videos when they're dishing out the belt and everything, this team is truly so much fun to watch. And now we're into December, and it's going to be a fun month, I think, for this team. You look at their December schedule now after winning, 3 in a row, and they've racked up points in their last 5 games. They win that overtime game last Saturday against the Blackhawks. They steal a point in a shootout against the Golden Knights. They win in overtime against the Preds. They win in regulation against the Rangers, and then they win in overtime against the Blues. So 5 straight games with at least a point. And now your December schedule, you don't play again until Thursday, so some long rest, which is nice. You play the defending Stanley Cup champions at home this time. And then you go to Boston to play the Bruins. Then you play the Utah Hockey Club at the Wells Fargo Center on Sunday, December 8th. Then Tuesday, December 10th, you're at the Blue Jackets. Then you come home to play the Red Wings. Then you're at the Minnesota Wild. Then you're at the Red Wings. Then, let's see here. Then you're home against the Kings. And then you are home against the Blue Jackets, at the Penguins, at the Ducks, at the Kings, at the Sharks on New Year's Eve. That's your December schedule for the Flyers. We'll evaluate the expected point total on Wednesday's show when Harrison and I record, but this team is playing really well. You look at the standings right now for the Flyers. They are, points-wise, tied with the Rangers with 27 points. Right behind them for 4th place in the Met. And if the I tweeted this after, if the Flyers were in the Atlantic Division, they'd be in 3rd place. Because they have a better record than the Bruins. The Bruins are 12-11-3. The Flyers are 12-10-3. They'd be ahead of the Bruins. And the Flyers have a better goal differential than the Bruins. This team is fun. I'm having a lot of fun paying attention and watching this team, especially because a lot of these players who are here now are going to be part of the future. I think that's a key part. For so long with the Flyers, they were stuck in that purgatory where you didn't know what the chain of motion was going to be. Were they going to be sellers? Were they going to be buyers? Who's going to be on the team? Not only this year, but for years to come. And I think they have really established who is a part of this core. They're finding players that are going to be a part of this core. I think the goaltending has been unbelievable, especially during this 5-game point stretch that they've been on. And they have been so damn fun. Like, if you're not giving the Flyers a chance right now, where it's loose, it's fun, they're enjoying themselves. You're watching guys find their stride. This is the time to get in and really just enjoy the ride for what it is. Are you expecting playoffs this year? No. But if they get there, amazing. You know, this is a team that there's zero expectation for them, and I think that's what makes them so much fun to pay attention to, is that the expectation doesn't exist. It's not applicable to this team. It is zero expectation. Everything is nearly a win, and you're finding guys who are going to be a part of this team for the long haul, and you have a good mix of veterans and young players, from Michkov to Kolosov and Fedotov in net while Erson is out. TK and Coots as your veteran leaders, along with Scott Lawton and Garnett Hathaway. And, you have the Owen Tippett and Morgan Frost and Forster and Bobby Brink and Joel Farabee and Cam York and Travis Sanheim. And I think one of the biggest finds is Emil Andre. 22-year-old defenseman is playing out of his mind. This team's pretty dope, guys. And I'm having a lot of fun watching them. It's been a while since we have enjoyed Flyers hockey at this portion of the season. And they're fifth in the Met right now, and they are a whole hell of a lot more fun to watch right now than the basketball team. It's not daunting to watch the Flyers. It's daunting to watch the Sixers. And it's a lot of fun. And I hope everyone's paying attention, at least from afar, and seeing what this Flyers team is doing. And you end up embracing them, because they are that type of team that you want to embrace, you want to enjoy. And I am genuinely having a lot of fun watching the Flyers this year. They are so much fun. And I think they have the right guy leading the ship in Tortorella. Who would have thought that, years ago, if John Tortorella would have been the Flyers head coach, a lot of people would have been looking at you sideways. And I think he's the perfect man for the job right now with this current roster and the current situation the Flyers are in. He's the perfect coach for this team. And I'm loving every second of it. And they're so much fun. So we'll see how things progress in December. We got a nice little layoff until Thursday. But yeah, let's enjoy this team, guys. Let's embrace the Flyers. Let's have them be fun and enjoy them. And you want to know the best way to rep and support the Flyers? It is with our friends at Dead Threads. That's right. Dead Threads is the place to rep the Flyers in the coolest, sickest, most underground way possible. Dead Threads is combining culture and sport all in one with original and unique designs. And right now, the Cyber Monday sale is here. 40% off site-wide. No code needed. It can't be combined with existing discount codes. They'd go broke. But 40% off site-wide this Cyber Monday with Dead Threads. Just unbelievable collections. Their Flyers gear is amazing. It is one of the coolest Flyers shirts out there. It fits the Flyers aesthetic. It fits the underground aesthetic. And I can't wait to order mine. I am 100% ordering a Flyers Dead Thread shirt. It is badass. It's so sick. Get yours. Use our link in the description and get 40% off this Cyber Monday with our friends at Dead Threads. And anytime you can use code underground and you get a 10% discount when it's not Cyber Monday. So use our code all year round, but Cyber Monday, get 40% off. Use our link in the description to visit it. And shout out to Dead Threads for being a partner of the pod. Speaking of the teams that are daunting and not daunting, it's the 76ers, and it is brought to you by our friends over at FOCO. FOCO, they are the leaders in forever collectibles, and this holiday season you should be shopping with FOCO because their Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale is going on right now. And guess what? FOCO has been releasing lots of new merchandise and products for all fans to show off their favorite team, including the Philadelphia 76ers. And right now, guys, FOCO has an amazing sale going on for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. It is 60% off, up to 60% off officially licensed sports gear, including 30% off select overalls, which I'm pretty sure I'm checking for you right now in live time. We go here, NBA, and the Sixers overalls right now are 30% off. 30% off Sixers overalls. It is the number one place to shop for your favorite sports fan, with officially licensed merchandise, collectibles, and sports gear from the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, college sports. They also have soccer, entertainment, like WWE, and all your favorite shows growing up, Nickelodeon, Warner Brothers, DC. They've got all the MLS stuff that you could possibly want. FOCO's the place to do it. We love FOCO. We love FOCO here. So click our link in the description and shop the Sixers collection that we have and get 30% off overalls this Black Friday, Cyber Monday with our friends at FOCO. The Sixers, guys, I said it with Harrison last episode. I'll say it again. They're just not fun. They since we last recorded, they lost in overtime to the Rockets, 122-115. They won a game on Saturday, 111-96 against the Pistons. They are now 4-14. A little bit of breathing room from the Wizards. That 111-96 win against the Pistons. Paul George, 11 points. Tyrese Maxey had 28 points. Kelly Oubre with 14. Ricky Council had 17. KJ Martin had 19. Down night for Jared McCain. Embiid did not play. Yabu had 7. Drummond had 4. A game that you're supposed to win, the Sixers won in this economy. Yeah, I mean, it's rough going right now. And you have 6 games, including that game before Christmas and at Christmas, to win. You have to play the Magic twice. You have to play the Hornets on Tuesday in Charlotte. You play the Magic twice at home. You're at the Bulls on Sunday. And then you are home against the Hornets on December 20th. Then you're at the Cavs December 21st, home against the Spurs on the 23rd, and then you're at the Celtics. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sorry, there's 8 games, including Christmas, until the Christmas game. You have to go. You have to win 7, in my opinion. You have to get to 11 wins before Christmas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have to win the next 7. You have to get to 11-14 if you want any opportunity of this season being salvageable. Because as much as you want to look and say, oh, they're 5.5 back of the Bucks, they're 5 back of the Heat, they're 4.5 back of the Hawks for the 7 seed. All those teams also have to lose at the same time. So, like, at what point does it get for this Sixers team to just be like, all right, we got to shut it down and we got to, let Maxey and McCain gel and grow together? But this season's a wash. Like, do the Sixers have any shot of winning an NBA title this year? In my opinion, hell no. I just don't know at what point do you get, what does the record have to be on Christmas to be like, okay, it's time to Time to shut it down. I don't know. This team has me perplexed. They have me just wondering about the future. They are my least focused on team right now in Philadelphia. That's for sure. They are just I don't know. Like, they're not fun. They're not fun right now outside of Maxie McCain and Yabu, who is such a fun player to watch and just how positive and fun he is. Outside of that, like, man, I just have no interest in even worrying about the Sixers right now. It's crazy. Let me know how you feel about this team. I want to hear from you guys on how you're feeling about the Sixers. Leave me a voicemail. Speakpipe.com/Underground Sports Philadelphia. It is your easiest and most effective way to get interacting with the show. Leave us a voicemail. You want to talk about the Sixers, the Flyers, the Eagles, the Phillies, the Wings, the Water Dogs, Philly in general, whatever it may be. I'll react to it on the show when you leave the voicemails. Speakpipe.com/Underground Sports Philadelphia. Leave me a voicemail. Want to hear from you guys. Get you interacting with the program. But one last bit here before I get into it. Make sure you guys stay tuned to Thursday's episode when it drops. We will have our Polaroid Fade in studio interview on that episode with myself, Nicoletta, and Tyler from Polaroid Fade. They were in studio, gave us like an hour, which was amazing, promoting their new album, Chaos into Poetry. I just ordered the vinyl as well because Sarah got me a record player for my birthday, so got to spin that thing in here. It's available now everywhere. Download it, Apple Music, Spotify. Buy the physical copy of the album. Physical music is the best. But yeah, go stream that thing. Go buy the album, buy the vinyl, buy the cassette. But Polaroid Fade on Underground Sports Philadelphia on Thursday's episode. So awesome interview there for you guys to look forward to. And of course, if you missed it, last Wednesday was the first edition of it, but my newsletter has started. I brought it up on an episode like a month ago or so, if you guys wanted it from me, and I sat down and I wrote my first newsletter, which was awesome to kind of sit down and write, which a lot of you have read. A lot of you have subscribed to the newsletter, which is really awesome. And I appreciate the support early on to see just how you guys have been enjoying this. And, you know, I sat down and wrote something for the first time in a long time, and it was a lot of fun to write. And it's going to be just my thoughts on building Underground Sports Philadelphia and building a sports media and entertainment company on the digital side of things, and doing it without investment, doing it without, you know, financial backing to the degrees of the big media companies. We're doing this on a small scale and trying to build it to be with the big dogs. We want to be the big dogs. And the big thing is just voicing and being transparent about what we do. And then my thoughts on, you know, the sports world, sports entertainment, sports business, media and entertainment, whatever comes to mind that week. And I'm also going to be giving you a what if in the Philly sports, national sports, or entertainment space each and every week for you to kind of think of and interact with, and let me know your thoughts on it. But I'm very excited. It's got my brain, a different part of my brain working in a way that it has not worked in a long time. So I'm very excited about this. But subscribe to the Graffiti Wall. That is the name of the newsletter. It's linked in the description, and it hits your email inbox at 7:01 a.m. every Wednesday is the plan right now until further notice. That'll be the plan, is to get it out every Wednesday, once a week for the time being at 7:01 a.m. Eastern time. So sign up for the newsletter. It's free to sign up as well, so check that out. And last bit here, it's brought to you by our awesome merch partners at PHI Apparel Company. They are truly the best in the game. You want to stand out in the crowd, rep your favorite Philly sports teams, and have people asking you, where'd you get that shirt? Where'd you get that hoodie? Where'd that come from? It's PHI Apparel Company, and they have unique designs for all so that you stand out in the crowd, whether you're going to the link, whether you're going to the Wells Fargo Center to watch the Sixers, the Flyers, or the Wings. You want to check out the Water Dogs, the Union, and the best way to support Underground Sports Philadelphia is to get the official Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast merch. Our official shirts and hoodies for all of our brands are on there. The most effective way to support us this holiday season is to shop PHI Apparel Company. Go to phiapparel.co, click the link in the description, and when you use code Underground, you get 10% off your next merch order. That's code Underground, phiapparel.co, and when you go to checkout, use that code, you get 10% off your next merch order from our friends at PHI Apparel Company. Shout out to them. And also, brought to you by Tomahawk Shades, the best small batch eyewear in the business. Tomahawk Shades is providing you a quality eyewear product for a fraction of the price of the big eyewear companies. There's no reason for you guys to go out and spend $400, $500, $600, $700 on sunglasses, on blue light glasses, when Tomahawk Shades is doing it the best way possible. Right now, shop their Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal. Cyber Monday right now is happening. You get a free pair of sunglasses on them. It's a Cyber Monday exclusive. So go get your free sunglasses. Check out everything they have to offer from the best small batch eyewear in the business. Tomahawk Shades is the place to do it. And you can use code USP at checkout for 25% off your order from our friends at Tomahawk Shades. That's 25% off your next order with our friends at Tomahawk Shades, or in the Tomahawk Shades app when you use code USP from our friends at Tomahawk Shades. The Philadelphia Wings got their season going. The season of Brennan O'Neal's debut, made his debut in a big way, scored his first career goal. Unfortunately, the Wings fell to the San Diego Seals in the home opener for the Seals out in San Diego last night. 18-15, an absolute barn burner of a game. Mitch Jones led the Wings in points with 8. Holden Cattoni had 4 goals in this game. Ryan Benesh was the real problem for the Wings. He had 9 points in this one. Nick Sirianni allowed 17 goals, had 34 saves, which is crazy to think about. So you see the shots that Sirianni faced. Deacon Knott also came in and made 6 saves late in the game, but a solid performance. You look at the point totals here. Tony Malcolm in his first game in a Wings uniform, 3 assists. Blaze Reardon had a goal in this one that was clutch, that tied it up at that point in the game. Liam Patton had an assist in his return to a Wings uniform. Scott Dominy had 2 goals. Joe Resiteritz had 5 points in this one. Phil Caputo had a goal and an assist. Holden Cattoni had 6 points. Mitch Jones had 8 points. Anthony Jochum had an assist in his return in a Wings uniform. Brennan O'Neal, 4-point debut, 1 goal, 3 assists. Alex Pace had an assist. Callum Crawford had 5 points in his Wings debut, 1 goal, 4 assists. The Seals just have super, powers, and they were able to keep it even at the stripe with Danny Logan, with Trevor Baptiste being out. But the big thing that stands out to me is the Wings did not kill any of the power plays. The Seals went 5 for 5 on the power play. The Wings went 4 for 5, and the one that they missed out on was a 5-minute major. And the Wings only scored 1 goal in the second quarter after putting up 8 in the first, and allowed San Diego to kind of crawl back into it. not ideal, to start off 0-1, but you see where you're at. It's a new head coach, a lot of new pieces, and for you to put up 15 goals in this one, I want to pull up the Wings record from last year. Let's see. I put in NLL Wings because here we go. Philadelphia Wings season. So this was the year before. This is not what I want to see. Last year the Wings struggled to score goals. Their offense was stagnant, to say the least. And I think you look at just how they finished last year and where things went. You finished 6-12, and it was not pretty last year. You look at the opener last year. The Wings win 13-10 on the road against the New York Riptide, but 13 they win in overtime. It was regular time. 16 I think may have been the highest goal total they scored all year last year in that game against Halifax. And they scored it against the Mammoth in a win late in April, which was huge. 16 goals was the highest. So to score 15 in your first game under a new head coach, a lot of new pieces, I'll take that. That means the offense is there, and the defense and goaltending just needs to step up a bit, especially when you're playing against these big-time teams like San Diego, who are gunning for a championship and have championship aspirations. But you are also in that category. You are also looking to win championships. So a rough start for the Wings. Their home opener is next week. So they're off this week. They have a bye, and then they are back at it Saturday, December 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time at the Wells Fargo Center against the Las Vegas Desert Dogs. Come through. It's going to be an electric atmosphere. I'm excited for that one. So 6 Eastern Time against Vegas on Saturday, December 14th at the Wells Fargo Center is the Wings' next home game. But we'll keep tabs on that. And if you want full NLL coverage, the Outside the Box podcast is the place to do it. It's the #1 lacrosse podcast in the business. Myself and DJ Hughes breaking down the NLL, PLL, WLL, and college lacrosse every single week right here on the Underground Sports Philadelphia Podcast Network. So check that out if you want full-blown NLL breakdowns and coverage and analysis from the two of us. That's all I got for you guys on this one. Make sure you're following us on the socials: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, Blue Sky. We're on everything. Just search Underground Sports Philadelphia at Underground PHI. You can follow me on all the platforms. I'm everywhere. Search my name. I'm everywhere. Subscribe to the podcast feed, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us a 5-star review. It goes a long way for helping us continue to grow, helps us take this thing to the moon. And subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Leave a like on the video. Smash the subscribe button. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. Let's go, guys. We're 124 away. Let's make it happen. youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live on the channel. And, of course, guys, this show is presented by the city of Vineland, and whether you are a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process, and their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. It's been another Victory Monday edition, episode number 695 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. I'm your boy KB. Let's keep flying high. We got another big game this weekend against the Carolina Panthers on deck, but we've got another episode before that featuring Polaroid Fade. On Thursday's episode, myself, Harrison Kremitz, breaking down the Birds, the Flyers, the Sixers. We'll see if there's any Phillies or baseball news of note, and the Wings when they have their games and whatever else comes to mind between the two of us. That'll be on Thursday. What a great way to start the week with an Eagles dub. I'm your boy KB. I'm getting the heck up out of here, and I'm signing off. Go Birds. Peace.